Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. This time we're going to present 5 isekai anime recommendations from 2010 to 2019 part 1. But before we start, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Here is the list. Number 5 is Hataraku Mawa-sama. Hataraku Mawa-sama is an anime adaptation from light novel with the same name made by Satoshi Wagahara and 029 that aired in 2013 with 13 episodes. Hataraku Mawa-sama tells story about the demon lord Satan who begins to conquer the land of Ante-Ila with his vast demon armies. However, while embarking on this brutal quest to take over the continent, his efforts are foiled by the hero Amelia, forcing Satan to make his swift retreat through a dimensional portal only to land in the human world. Along with his loyal General Alciel, the demon finds himself stranded in modern-day Tokyo and forced to return and complete his subjugation of Ante-Ila, that is if they can find a way back. Powerless in a world without magic, Satan assumes the guise of a human named Sadao Mawa and begins working at the McDonald's, a local fast food restaurant, to make ends meet. He soon realizes that his goal of conquering Ante-Ila is just not enough as he grows determined to climb the corporate ladder and become the ruler of Earth, one satisfied customer at a time. Whether it's part-time work, household chores, or simply trying to pay the rent on time, Hataraku Mawa-sama presents a hilarious view of the most mundane aspects of everyday life, all through the eyes of a hapless demon lord. This anime is able to present a reverse isekai concept that is entertaining and interesting to watch. I like how anime starts quite serious and dark, but that doesn't stay for very long because when the Lord Satan finally comes to the present world, that is when the fun begins. This anime gives us perfectly executed comedy that's gonna make you laugh really hard. The character's development is great despite the short amount of episodes that are allotted. The animation is also looking great as well even for a comedy anime. I think this anime is really recommended for you who like comedy but with the mixing of fantasy theme. Number 4 is Youjo Senki. Youjo Senki is an anime adaptation from the light novel made by Shinobu Shinotsuki and Carlos Zen. This anime aired from January 2017 to March 2017, with total had 12 episodes. Youjo Senki tells story about Tanya Degorachov, a young soldier infamous for predatory-like ruthlessness and an uncanny tactical aptitude, earning her the nickname of the Devil of the Rhine. Underneath her innocuous appearance, however, lies the soul of a man who challenged Being X, the self-proclaimed god, to a battle of wits, which resulted in him being reincarnated as a little girl in the world of magical warfare. Hellbent on defiance, Tanya resolves to ascend the ranks of her country's military as it slowly plunges into the World War, with only Being X proving to be the strongest obstacle in recreating the peaceful life she once knew. But her perspective actions and combat initiative have an unintended side effect, propelling the mighty empire into becoming one of the most powerful nations in mankind's history. This anime gives us a unique isekai story about a man who was reincarnated as a woman and sent to a world that has several empires that are at war. The story that revolves around the main character and the war that is going on feels very interesting to follow. Moreover, the war story that was delivered is like a mixture of World Wars I and II coupled with various fantasy elements such as magic. The characters in this anime have unique personalities, especially the main characters, adding to the excitement of the story presented in this anime. Visually displayed nicely, and animated battle scenes that are displayed look intense and exciting. Overall, by mixing the themes of World War and magic, this anime is suitable for you who like isekai anime that is different from usual. Number 3 is Overlord. Overlord is an anime adaptation from light novel with the same name made by Soubin and Kugane Maruyama. The first season of this anime aired from July 2015 to September 2015. The second season aired from January 2018 to April 2018. And the third season aired from July 2018 to October 2018, with each season had total 13 episodes. Overlord tells story about Momonga, a powerful wizard and master of the Dark Guild Ains Oldcom, decides to spend his last few moments in the virtual reality game Yggdrasil as the servers begin to shut down. To his surprise, despite the clock having struck midnight, Momonga is still fully conscious as his character, and moreover, the non-player characters appear to have developed personalities of their own. Confronted with this abnormal situation, Momonga commands his loyal servants to help him investigate and take control of this new world, with the hopes of figuring out what has caused this development and if there may be others in the same predicament. This anime is able to present a unique and entertaining isekai anime. In this anime, we are shown the figure of the main character who is not only very strong but also has no mercy, making this anime feel unique compared to most isekai genre anime. The battle scene shown in this anime looks really good, but the great things about this anime is how it gives you the political atmosphere and that makes you think twice about judging each character in this anime. Every character here has some secrets and personalities that may never be shown until the end of the character gets a certain trigger in each story. Overall, this anime is suitable for you to find a unique isekai anime that feels unique and different from most isekai anime. Number 2 is Konosubarashi Sekai no Shukufuku wo. Konosubarashi Sekai no Shukufuku wo, or Konosuba, is an anime adaptation from the light novel with the same name made by Kurone Mishima and Natsume Akatsuki that aired in January 2016 to March 2016 with 10 episodes. Konosuba is about a high school student and recluse Kazuma Sato who finds himself sitting before a beautiful but obnoxious goddess named Aqua after dying in a laughable and pathetic death on his way back from buying a game. She provides the need with two options: continue on to heaven or reincarnate in every gamer's dream, a real fantasy world. Choosing to start a new life, Kazuma is quickly tasked with defeating a demon king who is terrorizing villages. But before he goes, he can choose one item of any kind to aid him in his quest, and the future hero selects Aqua. Kazuma has made a grave mistake. Aqua is completely useless. Unfortunately, their troubles don't end here. It turns out that living in such a world is far different from how it plays out in a game. Instead of going on a thrilling adventure, the duo must first work to pay for their living expenses. Indeed, their misfortunes has only just begun. This anime maybe didn't have great or meaningful story, but the comedy was really great. With a lot of parody references about MMO mechanics and also with the characters who just parody as stereotype of any MMO game characters, this anime can make you laugh so hard. Overall, this anime had a good comedy and good characters, even maybe the story was not really that great, but still this anime was really enjoyable because of their goofiness. I really recommend it. Number 1 is Re:Zero Kara Hajime Isekai Seikatsu. Re:Zero Kara Hajime Isekai Seikatsu is an anime adaptation from light novel with the same name made by Shinichiro Otsuka and Tappei Nagatsuki. This anime aired from April 2016 to September 2016, which total had 25 episodes. There's also a movie that aired in October 2018. This anime tells about Subaru Natsuki, a teenager who leaves the convenience store but then suddenly dropped in the fantasy world. Things are looking good for the bewildered teenager. However, not long after his arrival, he's attacked by some thugs. Armed with only a bag of groceries and a now useless cell phone, he's quickly beaten to a pulp. Fortunately, a mysterious beauty named Stella, in hot pursuit after the one who stole her insignia, happens upon Subaru and saves him. In order to thank the honest and kind-hearted girl, Subaru offers to help in her search, and later that night, he even finds the whereabouts of that which she seeks. But unbeknownst to them, a much darker force stalks the bear from the shadows, and just minutes after locating the insignia, Subaru and Stella are brutally murdered. However, Subaru immediately reawakens to a familiar scene, confronted by the same group of thugs. Meeting Stella all over again, the enigma deepens as history inexplicably repeats itself. This anime itself presents an isekai anime that is not too different from most isekai anime. By taking a setting in a fantasy world that has a variety of different races, making this anime is no different from the isekai anime in general. However, what makes it interesting is the main character. Subaru does not have strong ability and intelligence to help him well in the fantasy world. That way, we will always be curious about how Subaru deals with the various events and conflicts that are considered very difficult and severe. With conflicts that get heavier in each episode also makes this anime provide very tense, emotional, and dramatic moments. The characters in this anime have unique personalities, and the development of the characters can also be well explained so that the stories presented become even more interesting. For the visual itself, it looks very good. The character design displayed also looks cute, and the animation is also smooth. Overall, if you want to find an anime that is full of emotional and tense conflicts, this anime might be suitable for you to watch. It's all the 5 isekai anime recommendations from 2010 to 2019 part 1 that we can present this time. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching and see you next time guys!